All right, David Thompson, today's top story of the week in the universes you love. James Bond from Amazon MGM Studios has found its director, and that director's name, Denis Villeneuve. What? Ladies and gentlemen, Denis Villeneuve, director of the Dune franchise, Sicario, Arrival, and other, I don't even want to say cult classics, just blockbuster sci-fi classics, has been helmed to take over the James Bond franchise for at least one movie. David Thompson, with that news, your immediate reaction to Denis Villeneuve taking over 007?
Man, I was shocked when I first saw this news. It definitely came as a big surprise for me. It seemed like they really wanted to get Nolan. Nolan, I think, would have been a really, really hard get. But I would have told you last week, Danny Villeneuve would be a really, really hard get. I mean, this guy is about to start
Sure.
production on Dune Part 3. Like, he's a busy guy. I guess this clears up what solves the mystery of what his next movie will be after Dune Part 3. I assume that's what this news is telling us, but wow, what a win. Um, really, I mean, just fascinated by what his direction will be with James Bond. It sounds like something we've never seen before. Really excited about it. I loved his work on Dune most recently. People rave about Arrival, which is a movie I haven't seen, but like I have, some friends like that's still his best movie to them. So I'm excited to go back and maybe check that out before James Bond. But it seems just like they really wanted a big name director for this new chapter of James Bond, obviously now being sold to Amazon and MGM and kind of just doing this whole new thing with, I think, Amy Pascal producing. Really exciting stuff, a really great start, and I can't wait to see what his direction is.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's exciting just because everything he does, people love, right? And that's really all you can ask for in a director um, hiring.
Yeah,
Now, there are some instances where a director gets a movie and you can very quickly kind of see what that movie's going to be, right? When Destin Daniel Cretton got Spider-Man, we all immediately got in our heads what those quick web action scenes are going to look like.
right.
Those well choreographed in the pocket web action scenes. We all immediately started visualizing that. Had Michael Bay gotten this movie, we all could have immediately figured out kind of the vibe of James Bond. It was going to be big and bombastic and sweaty. I've been watching a lot of Michael Bay lately. It's
Really?
fun.
Okay.
Oh, it's fun, David. It's a good time. It is a good time. Um, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you can kind of put that together pretty quickly. With this, another good one, Multiverse Madness, Sam Raimi. We all knew exactly what that was going to be, and it was. With this, I think Dune is probably what at least listeners of this podcast probably know the best for Denis Villeneuve. Arrival I've seen, but it was when it came out. I don't remember it very well, if I'm being honest. I think I watched it like movies I watched it in college, like just with six other people in a room. Eh, don't
Yeah.
remember a lot of those, a lot of conversations going on. I watched Sicario last night.
Oh, okay.
Watched Sicario last night. Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, Daniel Coulier, not Coulier. What's his name? Oh, Get Out.
Isn't that how you say his name? Yeah,
Is it Coulier?
I thought so.
It's
Yeah.
just like the guy from Full House. Um, Great movie.
Just spelled
Um,
differently than that.
really awesome movie, and just really intense the
Or I guess
entire.
Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah.
Cool, yeah, he's great in that movie. That movie is intense the entire time. Like you're on the edge of your seat, suspense the whole time. It's a Taylor Sheridan script, so it's got a lot of just just lean forward, what's about to happen. Can't
Hmm.
can't imagine what's about to happen next, kind of things. And that I think, from what I can tell, is our best reference to what Bond might look like. Just because it's not spy, but it's got that kind of vibe to it. It's covert, I guess, for
Right.
lack of a better term. And after watching that last night, pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
damn
love
excited.
Yeah, I love Prisoners. But that's just like a super dark movie.
It's not.
Um, but I mean it's a really good movie, but it's a really, really dark movie. And I think that's kind of a little bit of Villeneuve is like he does that kind of that a dark aesthetic really well. Like even the Dune movies aren't like these bright poppy things. Like he does like that look of even just like think about like his cinematography on that moon planet or whatever it was, the one that was like the black and white with like the black sun. I mean it's maybe going to be the best looking Bond movie we've ever had, you know, and that's not just because of like the time of when it's releasing. It might be because of the director at the helm, but we'll see. Like the sky's the limit.
I really like the Daniel Craig James Bonds myself. He's great.
Yeah, me too.
Huge part of it, right?
Mhm.
Those are fun movies. Casino Royale is incredible. I feel like we might Casino Royale might be the closest thing we're getting from a Denis Villeneuve style Bond, just because it's much more intimate.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
my biggest question really is who's composing this thing,
Right.
because Zimmer's kind of his guy a little bit right now, right?
Yeah.
Zimmer did Dune.
Yeah.
Um, if Hans Zimmer gets his hands on a James Bond score, that could be pretty epic, man. I mean, that's one of the best movie scores of all time. It's easily, it's definitely one of the most recognizable, right?
Right. Right.
Themes rather.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
It's really exciting.
I
I just
imagine
don't
it'll be Hans. That'd be that. I mean, especially he's coming off F1.
know they
Great,
do it.
great score in F1. Like that'd be awesome.
I'm going to see F1 on Thursday. I'm pretty excited. So, Dave Villeneuve's director. That's going to come with a lot of cachet when you're pitching this movie to people. You have to imagine the cast overall is going to be pretty high profile. If not high profile, just like people who are getting jobs right now in Hollywood, they're going to get this job kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's beyond just who's going to play James Bond. But of course, even more than director, the question is who's the next Bond? Who gets the title next? It's one of the most prestigious titles in Hollywood. You know,
Yeah.
Connery, Brolin, Craig, this guy. The favorites right now, Aaron Taylor Johnson, uh, uh, Aaron Pierre is his name,
Yeah. John
who is
Stewart.
John Stewart. Yep, yep, from that Netflix Rebel Ridge, which he
Hmm.
was incredible in. But there's another name that popped up with the Amy Pascal of it all.
Three names that
Sure,
popped up, but yeah,
but the big one is our sweet, sweet prince, Mr. Tom Holland. Now, David, you're a huge Spider-Man fan. I know you love Tom Holland.
sure.
And Amy Pascal also loves Tom Holland. If you don't know that, check out the early 2020 Sony releases. Most of them Tom Holland.
That's funny.
Um,
Yeah.
Holland is Bond. Your thoughts?
Nah. Nope.
No way, right?
Nope. He's not. He's not James Bond. Like he won't be. There's no shot. And I would also hate it. Like I don't want him to not I want him to be Spider-Man for, three more
Like
movies. I don't want him to
fucking
be James
90.
Bond. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not and he's perfect as Spider-Man. I'm not sure Tom Holland should honestly, I mean he already is doing the Nathan Drake thing, I guess, with Uncharted, but I don't think he really should be doing ideally, I wouldn't really like to see him in that much like franchise IP stuff outside of Spider-Man. Like he's Spider-Man. That like you are one of the biggest pieces of IP, like not to put it in such like standard terms, but it's true. Like you're Spider-Man. Go do some smaller stuff. And by when I say smaller stuff, go be in the Odyssey, like that, but it's not a franchise play. So no, I can't imagine him leading the Bond franchise in the future. While also still being Spider-Man, but I also just don't see him as James Bond. I don't think that's really I mean, sure, I guess you could see a little bit in his performance in Uncharted, but I'm not sure that's necessarily playing to his strengths.
Yeah.
Physically, I
It's
guess it'd be good. He'd be bouncing around doing all sorts of stunts and stuff, but yeah,
there couldn't be more baggage for a James Bond actor than Spider-Man, right? Like Downey would be probably like even Christian Bale
it's unnecessary.
can do Bond more realistically than a Tom Holland, even though he's fucking Batman, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
The
love
Bruce
Aaron
Wayne part of
Pierre.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
yeah,
That'd be like Clooney as Bond. I've always thought would be sick, but until he has to do some action, right?
yeah.
Until he has to move a little bit.
Not British, can do a British accent. That'd be interesting.
So yeah, it probably has to be a British guy, right?
I Yeah.
Um, I loved
I'd be
Aaron Pierre in
stunned if
Rebel
it's
Ridge.
not. That'd be a whole thing.
I really like Aaron Pierre in Rebel Ridge. He's fantastic. He's stunning. He was really good in that movie. He's gonna be awesome in Lanterns. Aaron Taylor Johnson's been my pick ever since I saw Bullet Train
Right.
because he was fit as fuck. He looked great in the suit. He was in a suit that entire movie, and he did some really fun action scenes in that. Man, he was moving. And Craven, for what it was, it was an absolute mess of a movie, but he looked good in those action scenes. And he's definitely bulked up since Avengers, right? So,
Mhm.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's been my pick for a while. Do you have anybody else at the top of your list?
Dude, I honestly don't like. I know it's gonna be a big name actor. I would love if it's not. I was stunned to see. We brought up Tom Holland, which was like one of three names that Variety tossed out, which I do not really buy at all. It was Jacob Elordi, Tom Holland, and Harris Dickinson. And Harris Dickinson's gonna
Yeah,
be in the Beatles movie. Like, it's like what? Jacob Elordi seems uninterested in big plays like this. Really, really random list. And yeah, I mean, Aaron Pierre would be cool. The first Black Bond. I think that would be interesting to see. Of course, like Idris Alba forever was like gonna be the next James Bond, but maybe he's kind of like phased out of that. But what the age seems to be like that 30s, younger Bond, obviously kind of restarting it.
yep,
I'd be for Aaron Taylor Johnson. I haven't seen 28 Years Later, but apparently he's really good in that movie as well. And Aaron Taylor Johnson was getting meetings on Bond even before the sell of the James Bond
sure.
IP. So I think that's kind of why he's in the leading spot. But now, like, then again, now
It's
Denny is going to have a huge say in
new
this.
regime.
Yeah, so it's really open. Um, I would love for it to be someone I haven't really heard of much, or that's not really been in too much. And even like an Aaron Pierre, like back to the whole thing with Spider-Man, like I'm excited to see what he does now as Green Lantern, who seems to be like he's gonna be like the Green Lantern in the new DCU. If you're James Bond, you're James Bond, man. Like we saw with Daniel Craig, he did other stuff too, but now that he's not James Bond, you see him diving into even more. He's really branching out. So it's going to be exciting. But if I were to have a choice, it wouldn't even be Aaron Taylor Johnson. It would just be someone who, like I said, fits the bill. Really, it would be the David Corn Sweat of James Bonds. It'd be someone we haven't really heard about that comes out and looks just like him, acts just like him, and can
Yeah,
like become the character.
absolutely.